Welcome to the freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Oh, hey folks, coming yet again, another edition of Dude After Dark. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you haven't come in the room already, well, there's still plenty of time because, well, obviously I do my spiel and it starts from north to south and goes onward and goes wherever from there. Martina Sasquatch in the room. Appreciate you coming by, brother. So let's look and see immediately what's coming right out of the chute as it was. Jesus, the hits just keep on coming, folks. Of course, we're going to be talking about you know them, you love them. The name is. I was the fart at the end always gets me. This one coming in from, of all places, Breitbart.com. Love that news agency. There's now documents coming in that James, also known as the secondary functionarian of the Biden family, is also into things. Just give me 1 second here. I got to stop a cat. Amazing how the remote control works in that regard. Anyway, so James Biden, also known as the brother of, you know him. Yeah, so Mr. No, we're talking about 2.0. So he's really not caca per se. Yeah, I guess he is caca. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, he's still. Yeah, he's still. Yeah, we're talking James because he's just as big a stinking pile of as yeah. Anyway, so these two pieces of how do I say this without saying this? These two piles of no. Yeah, there we go, right there. That's perfect. Yeah, him. Yeah. So anyway, James Biden, brother of Joe Biden, negotiated a $140 million deal with the Saudis. How did he get this? Well, it's because he was directly associated with, you know him, you love him. That's right. So this other piece of got a $140 million deal with the Saudis. So he secretly negotiated the deal, and it's a settlement deal in 2012 due to his relationship with then Vice President. Yeah. So I guess if you're going to know somebody, you got to know somebody, be somebody, or no. Be related to somebody. Because if you deal with Joe Kaka, yeah, you're going to be dealing with more than a little bit of, him. Anyway, so $140 million. The hits just keep on coming with these disreputable pieces of, no. Disreputable pieces of, yeah, those guys. Let me switch gears for 1 second here. There is a fundraiser. It is going to be I got to tap off on the link here. Give me 1 second here. There is a, hang on a second here. I want to do this right so I get it correctly. Okay, Give, Send, Go, not the other means of cash transfer, which is very political, but Give, Send, Go. There is now currently a Give, Send, Go for gunsmith Richard Hoffman. Now, this guy is known in the subguns community as being like one of the guys. No, I'm talking like one of the guys. If you're talking about something firearms related that goes rat-a-tat-tat-tat correctly, this was your guy. So Richard, quote unquote, Hoffman of BWE Firearms finally succumbed. It finally passed away from colon cancer. Now, the thing about it was he was going through, like, stage 4 colon cancer, what have you. And his wife took up the lion's share of the work. Well, she kicked her own ass so much that she basically died of a heart attack. And he was like, okay, I got to pick up the pieces, try to get it going, and, basically make it work as much as I possibly can. And he ran out to the point where he finally passed away, but he still has a couple kids to support. So this Give Send Go, I can throw it in the link for you guys. And it's really just a good cause. So I really truly would like to see that happen. That you guys toss a couple of bucks, into the kitty for this guy, if at all possible. But the thing about it is the guy also decided to share his wealth of knowledge by creating the BWE Firearms YouTube channel. Now, hopefully, YouTube doesn't go, oh, that's firearms modification and manufacture and this and the other thing, and we got to pull your monetization and pull the videos. Oh. Hopefully, that is being archived on Ultron or one of the other good, charitably not completely anti-gun websites. And that stuff is going to be up into perpetuity, where you can utilize that amazing knowledge that guy acquired and use it for what it's worth. So let me see if I can't cheat this real fast here. Let me see if I can't catch that. Hang on a second here. I'm going to do this in such a way that YouTube and Facebook doesn't collect a bit of this revenue, call it what you will. Of course, I don't really want to give these guys any kind of charity. So let me try to cheat this real fast here and lose all the header stuff that they always tend to put in, the website links and what have you, because those guys do these things, and in the process of doing these things, they really, really try to cash in, and of course use the SEOs and play games with it and all the rest of this happy horse mess and all the good stuff like that there. So let me do a real quick cheat here and see if I can't fake something real fast and do it in such a way that I can make it actually work. So let me do something real fast and dirty here, and hopefully this works. And I will just drop the link into the room so you guys can see it at your leisure, and we'll go on from there. So let me, if I can't find the link real fast here, and I will put it into the room for you guys to click on your own accord. So let me just do this on my own leisure here. Lose all this header crap that Facebook puts on there, because it's just so annoying when they do these things. So hopefully this works correctly, and I will drop the link now into the room for you guys to utilize at your own leisure. Okay, so that, of course, being the link, it's an Ammo Land story. Call it what you will. There's the link in there. Obviously, the BWE channel is on there, and of course, the Give Send Go is in there. So if you guys could throw him a couple of bucks, I would really truly appreciate it, and good stuff like that there. This one, I don't know if I could even really do this one justice, but oh my stars and garters, this one was just, I cannot begin to give this any kind of justice other than to simply say it was really not identifying your target correctly. So supposedly one of the fighter jets that responded to one of the quote unquote Chinese balloons shot a $400,000 missile, and they believe that what they actually knocked out was a $12 balloon. I think it's dead, sound guy. How much did you loop the ED-209 fire sequence? Holy crap. Anyway, so yeah, $400,000 for a $12 hobby balloon. Yeah, just a bit much. Excuse me 1 second here. I'm really a little rough around the edges right now. I had numerous cases of having to be woken up, interrupting my normal, work overnights, and then have to do stuff in the daytime later in the day. Obviously, I had to go and see the medico to get like, the local, you got to get poked on type of physical type stuff. Um, Obviously, I had other couple of things to do, and man, my sleeping pattern today was just not good. This one I think is completely disgusting, but we're going to be talking about yeah, we're going to be talking about George Soros. Yeah. Supposedly George Soros, this one coming from PJ Newsletter. I'm not going to read the article, but it's very simply easy to surmise where is this coming from. Patriot Fever, appreciate you coming by, brother. Let me tell you, little Patriot 4 is eager to report for duty. I think basically it's going to be no, sound guy, no. That's not how the kid comes out. He doesn't understand that women have, well, different things going. Sound guy, no, they. I guess he's saying he's going to poop out a kid. She's going to poop out a kid. Sound guy, stop. Really? I think what it is the chick goes into the delivery room and applies some pressure and yeah.
Oh my.
Get George Takei out of the room. Martina Sasquatch, do you need mop gear for diaper changing? Not quite yet, Martina Sasquatch. Give it time. He tried to report again on Thursday. Well, tell him to stop, malingering and lollygagging, and tell him to, stand to and front up and, stand on the line. Well, anyway, so Soros, George Soros, that stinking pile of just yeah. No, he's not poot. No, he's yeah, George Soros. Yeah, him. Yeah. Anyway, so George Soros makes a shock move on Ron DeSantis. So supposedly the liberal billionaire has just predicted he will be the GOP nominee versus Donald John Trump. Let me try to clean this up as much as I possibly can. Frank off, you Hitler-loving bag. Yeah, we know DeSantis is a better alternative to Trump, but Frank you anyway, you socialist franking a-hole. That's about as clean as I possibly can make it. This is completely bad ass. If there's anything that's going to possibly tweak a liberal, and I do mean anybody that's a control freak style of liberal, it's somebody that's exercising their, well, not only just their Second Amendment rights, but their Second Amendment rights in a way to go around the system in such a way that they cannot stop them from making 80% home printed, 3D printed firearms. Now, the extent on that one is, we've actually seen, I've seen a Chinese company that's actually like 3D printing houses. They'll print like sections, stack the house together, and they're literally building mansions in about a week. And, of course, obviously space saving. So they're leaving like, honeycomb lattice works inside the, the wall structure. So it actually has good insulation qualities, but it doesn't weigh like 50,000 pounds. It only weighs like, a few thousand pounds, and it's easily transportable, put together like Legos, this, that, and the other thing, all good stuff. You basically stick things together with some, good sealant, and you're basically putting together a house with like Lego style construction, all modular, completely great technology. Anybody could do this stuff if they're smart enough to figure out the way to make it work. Well, this one coming in from truthpress.com, and this is a completely bad ass situation. Oh, no, it's not quite done. Give it a second there, sound guy. It's not quite done yet. You're not quite done. No. We haven't quite gotten there. So coming in from truthpress.com, a clandestine UK, so United Kingdom program, has developed a 3D printed suicide drone for Ukraine. Completely badass. No, I haven't even gotten into it yet. Stop. In an until now secretive program, the United Kingdom has rapidly developed and flight tested a number of quote unquote complex drones that would be suitable for use by Ukraine in its conflict with Russia. While it's unclear if any of the unmanned aircraft systems, or the UAS, in question was ultimately selected to supply to Ukraine, it's obvious from the range of different capabilities was explored in the process, including surveillance and, most intriguingly, what was described as a 3D printed Delta Wing suicidal drone. Oh, my stars and garters. You want to talk about... No. There is no...
Death by snoo.
No, it is not death by snoo. We're talking like, this thing's just kind of going... and goes, hey, look, here's a Russian. No. We're talking really find the Russian and okay, it comes dive bombing in. Mr. Russian's like, hey, Smiresky, do you hear something buzzing? No, comrade, it's all good in the hood. We walk around and take over Ukraine. X out 2 more Russians, and somebody takes the chalk on the wall and goes, All right, fly another one. Yeah. So some details of the rapid development program were recently revealed by QINETIQ, or I guess that would be Quinitic. A UK-based defense technology company works closely with the UK Ministry of Defense, or the MOD, especially on experimental projects and novel technologies. I guess it would be like their DARPA almost. The drone program originated in the Future Capability Group, part of the Defense Ministry's Defense and Equipment Support Branch, or the DE&S branch, which in turn engaged Quintic. The statement from Quintic, that's a strange word, doesn't conform with the program actually took place, but the uncaptioned accompanying photo, also seen at the top of the picture, shows a small drone with swept-back wings and a tail fin, apparently powered by a pair of micro-turbine engines and possibly 3D printed. The suggestion is that this is one of the prototypes for the program, but also remains unconfirmed from now. On both counts, we have approached the company to find out more. The aim of the program was to provide recommendations for uncrewed aircraft systems that can be deployed rapidly by the Ukrainian military, and as part of a wider UK government effort known as Kindred, which is assessing what kind of weapons and equipment can potentially be introduced to service by Ukraine in the space of just 4 months. Now, there's something else, too, that the Russians really haven't really counted on. Now, if you know the weather out in that area of the world, you have really pretty much 2 seasons. It's either nice or it sucks. Now, in between nice and sucks, there's a 3rd season called mud. And the mud out there is nothing short of redonkulous. Like, you're talking like mud that basically you get a vehicle in and it's not just stuck. It's like, completely mired and just like completely foobar because it's dug itself into such a hole, it can't get out of the mess it's made for itself. So in the process of dealing with this, excuse me, I got another cat problem here. So in the process of dealing with these things, they're completely mired. And they send another vehicle out, it gets stuck. They send another vehicle out, it gets stuck. To such a point where you basically have this line of vehicles completely foobarred in a mud field and nobody's going anywhere. So don't trifle with this area right now because it is completely, it's just mud. Nothing but mud, stuck in mud, and
things suck.
Yeah, thanks, Bill O'Reilly. So anyway, what they figured out is essentially knowledge weighs nothing. So them shipping these plans off to Ukraine, going, hey guys, build these things, and that's when you drop them on the Russians, and the Russians go, oh, Krepsky, we really having bad day because now we have these things coming in and smashing us flat. Yeah. So anyway, it can be said that this technology really is just cheap. I mean, if you think about it, you basically send a guy out there, the guy costs X amount of dollars. Well, there's also that morale function where if you're standing next to a guy and he gets blown to snot by some little, $300 or $400 or $2,000 device, and you're basically trying to fight from like multi-$1,000 modules of technology, or you set a tank out there and it gets ripped a new one by one of these things, you're now taking a bad case of just
blow it out your ass.
yeah, you're just hosed. Anyway, so that's the way it's coming out with now. Is now these guys are going, knowledge weighs nothing, build this stuff, have fun. I think we guys heard about this one. This is a major problem, of course. Obviously everybody knows about, like, lower part of the United States is just inundated with feral hogs. I mean, so much so that they actually encourage you to go out and zap as many of those things as you possibly can, because they are so destructive. They crank up so many litters of these little boogers per year that they're just shredding the place. So anyway, what they have now is they now have another problem down in the Southwest. Yeah, down in New Mexico, they now have a problem with feral cows. No, dude, that's not a good that's not a good cow effect. Okay, no, you are not gonna get dinged for a dun on a cow. No, feral cows, these they're dog chomp on a cow. Anyway, coming at truthpress.com. Helicopter with a shooter fly over portion of the vast Gila, the Gila, so I guess it'd be Gila wilderness in southwestern New Mexico this week, searching for feral cows to kill. U.S. Forestry Service managers approved the plan on February 16 to protect sensitive areas of the nation's first designated wilderness areas. The move sets the stage for legal challenges on how to handle unbranded livestock and any other stray cows as the drought deepens in the West. I think it's pretty much just going to be like, okay, here's the cow, identify the cow. Cow's got nothing on it. Well, problem solved. Yeah, take out the cow. So they said there's nearly 150 cattle where hooves and mouths are damaging streams and rivers. Ranchers, meanwhile, have criticized the plan to shoot cows from helicopters as animal cruelty. I don't care if you, the cow's getting nothing better than, he's just getting a bad case of just. How is it up and down? No. If you're going to zap the cow, it's this. Yeah. Anyway, so they basically say that the helicopters will launch on February 23rd, with shooters spending 4 days looking for feral cattle in rugged areas that include the Gila River. And so basically they said these things are really aggressive. They've been just tearing the place to snot, and they just got to deal with it. So that's how you go. Let me look at the room hand. Oh, Patriot Fever. That's an interesting. Would it be a crime against humanity to just give Ukraine all of our old P-40 Devastator torpedo bombs and say, okay, we're done? Well, the problem is you're talking different technologies. The P-40 torpedo bomber planes, well, there's a couple problems with them. One, they're not that fast. Two, they're so beyond obsolete that they're just like, the annoying slow target that everybody goes, oh, yeah, just zap that thing. It's going to be not that hard to take it out of the sky. And torpedo bombers being utilized against ground targets. No. Good idea. We'll repurpose them with actual aerial bombs. Potential. Excuse me. Well, I also say that probably the P-40 has some serious loader time, but the biggest problem is there's not a whole hell of a lot of them left that are air flyable, man. Those are old technology that we basically just let sit around and rot. And they haven't done real good in the process. Speaking of people going, yeah, we now have yet another story about Fetterbottom. We told you guys. We endlessly told you guys. John Fetterman is not in the best of health. Well, he's back in the hospital yet again. Why? Because he overtaxed himself after massive amounts of brain damage with the stroke, and them saying, "Oh no, he's good as new. He's ready to go, and he's as good as everybody could ever say. You know, he's just self-enabled and Anyway, so he's so jacked up that probably he's not going to be good for the 6-year term of which he needs to hold office as a state senator for PA. Pennsylvania, I have zero respect for you people because we told you endlessly this guy is jacked up and you would not listen to reason. And you know what? You
dick.
Exactly. You bunch of
Retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Yeah, if there was ever anybody that said, "Oh, we're going to show you how things work in the real world," what? No, sound guy. No, we did not need the sonar. No, we did not need that. It made no sense whatsoever. I don't care what you say. No, that was not appropriate for that place right there. We're having a little conversation about like appropriate sound content, and that was just not
dick.
Yeah, that's really cute. Thank you so much. Sound guy, you
dick. Dick.
Yeah, exactly. We'll speak on these things later on. Anyway, Martinez saw Sky Raider would be better, but Sandy belongs in a static display. Well, the biggest thing with the Sky Raider is the fact that you have that radial engine. I mean, those things really do a lion's share of good service. I mean, the radial engine was like probably one of the best, aircraft engines until they came up with the jet. I mean, it just does really, really well. The only downside, of course, is yet again old ass technology. Does anybody really still, spec'd out to work on those things? I mean, can they really still be utilized in the way in which they were intended? Mostly because you're playing with 60-year-old technology, 70-year-old technology. I mean, it's seen a hard life, and it hasn't been stored the best because, well, we're not actively utilizing them. So you're pulling out some museum piece, going, "Oh yeah, it's ready to go." No, you don't even have like a warehouse full of stores like they had back in World War II, and of course in Korea and the rest of those times. Obviously Vietnam, it's like it was like the last times they used them, but Vietnam ending in 75. I mean, it's not seen service in gads 50 years. I mean, come on, it's old, it's tired technology. We're not quite there yet. No, cute idea, great on the video games, but not really ready in real life. Speaking of somebody else who's had a really, really hard way to go, Don Lemon. Oh, this guy is, he's the gift that keeps on giving. He made a comment, and I cannot begin to tell you how idiotic anybody could ever possibly said it, but he did. So you have the gay black guy who's going on about like women can't be in their prime over the age of XYZ because, I'm going to read you the exact quote. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s or maybe her 40s, and then, of course, they're like, the two chicks there were like, "What? No, that's no plenty of hot chicks in their 50s. Is that the other thing?" He's like, "Yeah, Google it." Well, needless to say, Don Lemon is he's taking sensitivity lessons, and it is hilarious what he did to themselves, or did to himself. No amount of goodness could possibly further, along with the fact he just did it to himself and hoisted himself by his own petard, playing, "I'm going to be the snarky gay guy talking about women." Dude, know what you know and don't talk about what you don't know because you just shot yourself in the foot. Let's see. Scroll. I really don't want to talk about. I got this one, sound guy. I really, truly don't want to talk about anything to do with anything to do with anything to do with. Hang on a second. It's way up in my sound files, and I don't want to talk about anything to do with the I'm pretty much done with it, and I don't want to have to deal with any form of
Fact check.
no, because right now the
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
has been so rubbed in our faces that even the protractors of oh no, we need to XYZ and PDQ about all these things concerning the
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
even they're going, we're completely cocked. Don't do it anymore. Stop talking about it or else. Yeah, no. I think it could be said that anybody that wants to play with the
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
is asking for yeah, and you're going to get more than your fair share of. So don't mention the
Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
okay. It's just it is over. Yeah. Would you stop with the clunk? All right. Anyway, I don't know if you guys saw this one or not. This is kind of a quick one I could just regale you with, but RepublicanDaily.com, Chris Cuomo said, quote, I was going to kill everybody, including myself, after firing by CNN. Dude, remember where you live. You need a means to do it. You'd have to go to your local. Oh, that's right. You live in New York. You made it hard to buy a gun. Prick. If there's anybody that really truly deserves to be completely just shredded upon, it's Chris Cuomo. He really is just like a begging. It's like I don't know that other Obermeyer or whatever his name is. The guy. It's like the Keith Obermeyer. It's just like one of these guys who's been made so irrelevant by their own actions in the media that the Patriot Fever, red flag at the Cuomo address. Oh man, yeah. That's pretty close to things. It's like, oh, he's talking about it again. Oh,
I say we take off and nuke the entire bitch from orbit.
yeah, because right now we're just dealing with the fact he's gone to the well.
No zone.
Yes, he did. He went straight to the no zone. Wow. I think if anything can be said about Chris Cuomo right now with these, oh, yeah, he's definitely gone square to la land. And it's a fantasy for him to say, I can be combat effective because I can just get a gun. Dude, no. What happened? Okay, worst case scenario, you probably squeeze off a few, maybe get a few innocents, and then, well, you would just get, well, you'd get it, okay? You'd just, yeah, you'd meet Feklar. Scroll. Speaking of somebody meeting Feklar, this one coming in from RepublicanDaily.com. This one coming in from the AP Beirut. U.S. military said Friday that a helicopter raid led by forces in northeast Syria left a senior leader with the Islamic State group dead and 4 American service members wounded. The U.S. military said in a short statement that the operation was conducted Thursday night in participation with the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, which are allied with the U.S. It's added that an explosion on a target resulted in 4 U.S. service members and 1 working dog wounded. It did not say which part of northeast Syria the raid was conducted, but it identified the killed IS commander as Hamza al-Homsi. Bye-bye, you. Yeah, you. Yeah. Glad to say that you're, meeting Feklar, and you took a big splash in the realm of the underworld. There's any true justice in the world, you're going to get some of that karma back that you've been putting out there, buddy, because, well, you did it. Hang on a second here. Okay, I was wondering where he was going there. Average white man, pick up the pieces. Oh, jeez. Okay. I was wondering where sound guy was going with that one. Pick up the pieces by Average White Band. Okay. Jesus. Oh man. Sometimes he does it not so terribly. Okay. I'll give him credit on that one. Average White Band, pick up the pieces. Oh my stars and garters. Uh wow. Another Fetterman story, supposedly, the people that actually kept him propped up. Well, it was his wife, media, and fellow Democrats that kept him going when he probably should not have proceeded. Yeah. This one, of course, PJ Newsletter again. Don Lemon insults Nikki Haley on live TV. CNN anchor gets nailed with a stiff punishment. And there's another story about it, too. There's supposedly, there's actually like chicks on staff at CNN, and they're saying, if dude does not go bye-bye, we're gonna go bye-bye. Yipes. And seriously, yipes. I need a palate cleanser here. Let me get this one. I got this sound guy. We need a palate cleanser. That's right. We're gonna go to something else here. Oh man. No. It's not bad to the bone, sound guy. No. Well, it might be. It might be. But what are we talking about here? People that will get into your phone and steal your technology and your private files. That's right. You can fight them off. This one coming in from howtogeek.com. And they're stating that you can actually use a security key with your iPhone or iPad. Now, I know they keep going on and on about how secure iPhones and iPads and all this other technology is versus Android phones being so insecure. Okay, nobody's ever hacked my phone, okay? I've never really had issues like somebody going, yeah, we got all dude's information and we downloaded it all. It just doesn't happen. Verizon doesn't allow that, okay? They just don't. So anyway, what this is it's going to be a piece of technology. There's a physical security key. So hardware security keys are small physical devices used to authenticate yourself, and it works in place of other authentication methods. Most popular services, in fact, now offer and actually require two-factor authentication, which is called 2FA. So 2 Foxtrot Alpha to protect your accounts. 2FA relies on two things. Something obviously your password, and something in your possession, usually your smartphone. So once you enter the password, you can either use the authenticator app to receive a code or have the code sent to you via SMS. Now, I tend to do that a lot with my bank accounts and what have you, simply because it's just a good idea. If somebody gets your password, they're in, okay, cool, boop. And they're like, okay, do you want us to send this to your phone? And they go, oh, crap, I don't have his phone. Yeah, right, exactly. You don't have my phone, so you're not going to get the code. So on top of the password, the 2FA adds another layer of security. Security keys slot nicely into the equation by replacing the security code delivered by authenticator apps or SMS. Instead of relying on your smartphone, you can offload this duty to a physical key in your possession. So they say buying the right key. Hang on a second, I'm going to kill the sound here. They say buying the right security key. The Apple ID holds the keys for most of us in digital life, including iCloud, email accounts, calendars, messages, subscriptions, purchases, ability to locate remotely wipe devices, find AirTags, and more. It's arguably the most compelling account you want to lock down. So if you're going to buy a security key, you probably want to find one that has Apple blessing. And they say this is hilarious. Any FIDO, FIDO certified, FIDO certified key. All right, so any FIDO certified key. No, FIDO, not cat, okay? FIDO. We're talking cat. FIDO certified. Sound guy, you really need to get a dog here, okay? No. You do not get a ding. Fido certified. Okay, I'll allow that, but that was really kind of a mulligan. All right, that was weak. All right, that was weak. Dog growl, bite, chomp, dive alert. That's squishy. You don't know that ding was really gratuitous. Really, too much. Anyway, so Fido certified. Okay, I'll allow that one. That one was actually good. Apple makes a few few specific recommendations, like the YubiKey 5C NFC, which should work with most iPhone models on account of the NFC functionality. It also should work with most Mac models fitted with the USB-C port too. Apple also recommends the UBC 5CI with both USB-C and Lightning connectors, and the 510 ePass K9. Why did it keep using these dog phrases? 510 ePass K9 NFC USB-A for users who are restricted on Mac models with older USB-A connectors. Note, Apple requires you to register 2 security keys, one being a backup with secure Apple ID account. So plan on purchasing a pair if you want to use them for your Apple ID. So literally what these things look like is they only, okay, let me spin around here. I'll show you guys real quick. Literally what they look like is they really look kind of, let me kill my brightness. I always tend to do this. So what these things tend to look like is they look like USB keys, or there's another version like this top one. And basically all it does is it jacks into the USB slot or the bottom port, translation the only port on the smartphone to allow it to unlock. So the YubiKey 5C NFC is $55. Now, I have heard other people say, excuse me, I'm going to grab something real quick here. I have heard people say, like, you can actually use like a USB thumb drive for like a actual physical key for your computer. You literally use this to, unlock your hard drive or unlock your desktop. Now, that's something that the hackers really, really don't like, because that is a physical interaction that they can't really hack their way into, because it needs to have that boot, paragraph or whatever it is that's built into that key to unlock the rest of the program to say, oh, okay, I can now start up. So all these keys are like $25, $50. This crypto trust only key is like $60. There's another one that's an NFC key with a USB slot. And so you protect your Apple's ID with a security key. Supposedly you jack this thing in, and that's when your phone unlocks. So potentially you need to have this key with you all the time. Or you can just simply do the way that I do things, and that's just, if you're not using your phone as anything but a phone, don't use the 4G. I mean, if I'm not using active internet and what have you, 9 times out of 10, my 4G is turned off unless I actively need to actually, look for stuff. Like, I'm looking for work to pop up. And, the other thing too is also there's a lot of things I don't do with my phone unless it has that 2-stage authentication. So that's just something else that you probably actually want to put into place there and you want to utilize whenever possible. So if somebody actually gets a hold of your password, yeah, they're into your stuff. But if you have the 2-step authentication, they need to, well, first off, have your password. So say your stuff is on the dark web. Boom. Yeah, I got your password. And then it goes, boop. Okay, that's great. Would you like me to authenticate this with your phone number or their email address? And they go, well, I want the email address. And it goes, okay, what's the full email address? And they go, oh, crap, I don't know his email address. Or they go, oh, okay, well, I'll just use my phone. And it's like, so what's the phone number? And they go, oh, crap, I don't have his phone number. Or they go, okay, I do have his phone number. Well, slight problem. Unless you have this thing like completely cloned, you're not going to get the SMS message or the authenticator to say, yep, I got it. And the other thing too is actually there is several programs on here. Hang on a second, let me find it real fast. Hang on. Let's see. Bam. There is an actual program that Google does have out, and it's actually an authenticator program. And I do have that actively installed. And I use that on my YouTube channels, mostly because I want to make sure the dirtbags can't get in and screw with things. And I actually have had issues where, people have tried to hack my passwords, and I've actually had to change passwords. Now, how many YouTube channels do I actually utilize? Not that many, but if somebody gets into one, they're going to go, oh, well, there's a password he's going to use for all of them. And they're going to try all your YouTube channels on that password. Don't do that. Get sneaky and snarky. I got to tell you, this one really, really pissed me off. But James O'Keefe has been ousted from Project Veritas. Now, if there's anybody more effective at pulling pulling the worms from the dirt on the liberal side of the equation and really making the Democrat Party just pissed, it is definitely James O'Keefe. So what happened is they found people that were, had an axe to grind with him, or they were pissy about things, or they didn't like the fact that he had a very aggressive means of doing something. Well, 99.9% of the stories broken on Project Veritas was because of James O'Keefe. So those situations that basically made it what it is was because of him and his unrelenting, I'm going to find the best way to make these guys pay for the stuff that they're trying to do that's unscrupulous. And, what they did was they basically screwed him, drummed him out of Project Veritas. So in my opinion, my personal opinion, I can say most expressly, they've lost my confidence. And I could also say most expressly, if you go corporate, you've lost all credibility in my book. So they've gone full corporate. They drummed out the guy that made the thing have its amazing greatness. I have not a use for Project Veritas any further. And I have quoted them on many occasions. Just give me one time. Yeah. Project Veritas, you are a shell of your former self, and you are unworthy. Completely unworthy. I don't know if you heard about this guy, but this guy. Oh, this guy. This. There's no other way other to say, well,
Oh my.
yeah. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but the non-binary ex-Biden official who's been accused of stealing women's luggages, like plural, has now learned his fate. Yeah. If you've ever seen this guy, I'll simply say guy. If you've ever seen this guy, it's basically a clean head. So like a Mr. Clean kind of looking guy, zero hair on his head, and usually like this, kind of tardy, really brilliant red, come do me kind of shade of lipstick, really made up and wearing a dress. And it's like, dude does not have a girl body at all. Dude looks like, basically like your standard gay guy that goes to the gym quite a bit and, stays fit. Not like, massively, bulked up or anything, but just stays fit. Does not look like a girl. Okay. Let's just say that right off the bat. Does not look like a girl.
Oh my.
Yeah. So anyway, describes himself as non-binary and uses they, them pronouns. Is accused of stealing women's Vera Bradley suitcase from the baggage claim in Minneapolis St. Paul Airport in September. I just been coming in Truth Press if I hadn't mentioned that. So the bag and its contents were valued at $2,325. Brinton was charged with felony theft after he was spotted using the luggage several times after allegedly snatching it. So he was released without bail and ordered not to contact any of the victims during a hearing Wednesday, according to Fox News. So Brinton, age 35, is also facing felony grand larceny charges in Nevada for a similar luggage heist incident in which the prosecutors alleged he stole another woman's suitcase worth $320 at the Harry Reid International Airport in July. That's not all. So it's a $320 suitcase. Not, completely ridiculous, but the suitcase contained $3,500 worth of jewelry, clothing, and makeup.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I don't know where you're pulling that one out of the sound guy, but sure. That $3,500. I don't know if it's yippee-ki-yay, mother blam, but whatever. So he appeared in a Las Vegas court for the case in December and was released posting a $15,000 bond. The judge in the case told the former nuclear waste official to, quote, stay out of trouble. After the charges came to light, Brinton was placed on leave this is cute. After the charges came to light, Brinton was placed on leave from their government job. I'm going to say from his government job as Deputy Assistant Secretary for Spent Fuel and Waste Disposition, in the DOE Office of Nuclear Energy, and was later fired. Several House Republicans called on the Energy Secretary, Jennifer Granholm, to move Brinton from the DOE before his firing. He faces up to 5 years in prison for the Minnesota theft and up to 10 years jail time for the Las Vegas heist. Excuse me, sorry. It is interesting that said they, there, and all this other stuff. But in the end statement, he faces up to 5 years in prison for the Minnesota theft and up to 10 years jail time for the Las Vegas heist. I said me being, snarky. On my Facebook post, I put it on there. I said, well, now, he could be as much of a non-binary man, girl, WTF as he wants. 5 years in jail at one place and 10 years in jail at another place. Bet you're going to find out why they call it the pokey. Oh, man. Okay, thanks, sound guy. Anyway, so yeah, he's going to find out why they call it the pokey. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not. Truthpress.com. CNN is hit with yet another sex scandal. This is only 1 year after the boss resigned for, doing possibly something kind of similar. Oh, man. Truthpress.com. It's been 1 year since former CNN chief Jeff Zucker resigned over a relationship with top exec Allison Goulust. But now the network has weathered a new alleged scandal. Oh, jeez. Jake Tapper's executive producer, Federico Quadrani, was ousted from the news network last week. We hear it came to light that he'd been hooking up with a subordinate, according to sources. Don't bone at work. It's never a good thing. Just don't bone at work, okay? Don't. No, sound. No, you do not get a ding off of that. No. That was not ding. News spreading at CNN. One source said, warning, quote unquote, it's going to get out. Sources told us Quadrani was already under HR-led investigation of sorts over rumors of inappropriate relationship with a senior producer. There were some complaints. No one had proof, but these things are hard to prove. Jake was aware of the investigation, another source told us. And just as they're about to be cleared of this HR probe, Tapper was presented with something that he couldn't ignore last Wednesday, and his right-hand man was out at CNN by Friday, we're told. Jake was made aware of it and acted quickly. Somebody discovered something accidentally, was brought it to Tapper, and he delivered it to HR, and they were terminated, the second source said. Spokesman for CNN said they would not come in personnel matters. Quadrani did not get back to us by the deadline. Quadrani joined Tapper's show in 2013 from MSNBC and relocated from NYC to Washington, D.C. He previously worked on Today from 2003 to 2009 and was at ABC's Good Morning America from 1998 to 2003. Okay, so he's got a long history of being very sheltered, working at these places and given special coddling and,
Death! By Snoo-Snoo!
No, he did not get death by Snoo-Snoo. He got... Potentially, he got a lot of... he got more than his fair share. So anyway, dealing with this... at ABC, who was known as the Golden Boy, whom colleagues referred to as Fetty. Fetty. I don't know why you would call him monkey feces. Okay, I don't know what the heck was going on in the back room there, but whatever. Colleagues were shocked, we hear. Despite Quadrani and the subordinate both missing from CNN's Washington bureaus on Friday, they're consenting adults and no one's particularly feeling like this is some big scandal, the second source concluded. Translation, don't talk to us about it because we don't want to be next. We don't want to deal with there is no monkey feces. Okay, stop that. Stop. So Quadrani's Instagram and Twitter accounts still reflected he was the exec producer of Tappan's show as of Tuesday. Translation, he's probably sitting at home commiserating and
Come on, squeal, squeal. You sick little monkey.
I don't know where that came from. Sound guy, there was no monkeys involved, no monkey pops. I think it's just safe to say there was just a couple people, you know, he and she, or he and or she, and they were just doing their thing, and that's all that needed to be said about that one because, well, they were doing their form of no, it's not caca. It was not caca. Okay, it was not caca. No. Mm-mm. I think basically that those guys really just kind of got together and, well,
This is my boomstick. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
that was probably a little closer. The monkey's mad over a non-happy ending. Patriot fever. Oh man, I cannot do this one justice, but supposedly there was this snarky chick who is from this just obscure, and I do mean obscure news service in Florida. But her name is Ataya Collins, and she was a reporter for the First Coast News. I never even heard of this thing. It's down in Florida. It's probably some little, rat bait kind of, just news service where they amazingly got some certification to be able to approach the governor and be snarky about stuff. But, she was being a snarky, usual liberal news person. Only problem is the microphone was turned on previous to, Ron DeSantis coming out and doing his usual, okay, let me meet and greet with the news guys and field questions and all the rest of that stuff. But she was quoted as saying, and you can hear it clear as day on the recording, clear as day, quote, "My job here is to ask tough questions and to make him uncomfortable, I guess. Or make him uncomfortable, I guess. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get at least one," adding she would like to run up and yell questions at him. I got bad news for you. The guy basically has, a SEAL trident as a Navy guy. You're not going to run up to him and go, "Hey, let me ask you this question about blah, 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 blah. What do you think about so-and-so? Are you now uncomfortable about things?" He's probably just going to look at you and go, "You know what? You are just a big pile of, yeah, go away, you. Before I show you how things work in the real world, and yeah, just go away." So anyway, I guess she's trying to trying to break the glass ceiling. Oh, I got that one, sound guy. Yeah, okay. She was trying to break the glass ceiling. Yeah, I got that. Okay, I'll allow that ding. That actually was on point. Yeah, not bad. No. Oh, no. There's no warning involved there. That was actually that was a solid ding. Okay, I'll give you that. There's another news story. I really don't want to get into it, talking about the Chinese Communist covert viral infection, basically stating that, they're now secretly tracking those people who didn't get the clot shot. Uh, Track away, dude. Have fun. What are you gonna do? Basically, charge me for not getting something that's gonna kill me later on? Go away. Donald Trump did something very interesting, and Section 230 really needs to go bye-bye. This one coming in Patriot Alerts. Excuse me. Donald Trump is now introducing the Digital Bill of Rights to combat big tech. During a recent episode of American Family Radio, Jenna Ellis on the Morning Show, constitutional law attorney and former senior legal advisor to President Donald Trump, Jenna Ellis hosted the former President Trump as he ramps up his 2024 election campaign. At one point during the interview, Ellis asked Trump about his Digital Bill of Rights plan to combat big tech and their censorship of conservatives. Trump has long been critical of big tech companies such as Twitter, Facebook, and Google, accusing them of censorship and bias. In 2019, he launched a social media platform for the desk of Donald John Trump, counteract what he saw as the left-leaning bias in traditional media. That would be truth.com. Trump has long pushed for the Digital Bill of Rights, which he believes will protect free speech on social media platforms. The proposed bill aims to prevent censorship, protect online privacy, among other things. Trump argues that big tech companies are colluding with the government to suppress conservative voices, and he sees the Digital Bill of Rights as a way to counteract that trend. Quote, I want to focus on this interview for your campaign in 2024 and some of the policies and initiatives you're promising us, because you've always made promises and you've always kept your promises, Ellis began. So basically, she goes on and on and on and on and on and on, So basically what it is Section 230 just needs to be sunsetted. It needs to go away. It gives special cover to the large media guys, and it really, truly is not good. So one more Don Lemon thing. I really, truly got to have fun with this one a little bit. So supposedly he will return to networks on Wednesday and participate in formal training following sexist comments made last week. The network's chief executive, Chris Licht, sent an email to employees Monday night. I don't know if that's going to really work out for him so good, because the chicks are pissed. I mean, they're really not happy with him in the slightest. Stuff he's pulled, stuff he's talked about, stuff he's done. They're just not happy with him in the slightest. Let me jump over here real fast. You guys, of course, heard about going on and on and on about the Ohio train wreck. But supposedly Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky have shut down their water intakes after the train derailment, because they ain't taking crap from these guys. They really just don't want to bring this stuff in, ruin their water system, and of course contaminate their people. So that should be very, very interesting. Supposedly, you know him, you love him, but we're talking about good old, nice old Mr. DailyWire.com. Biden's expected to follow the quote-unquote Obama model for the re-election campaign. Joe, you're not Obama. No, that's not going to work out for you. Trust me. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but supposedly there is a statue that's just been voted on and approved in Clarence Thomas's home state, and they want to erect a statue in his honor. Well, there was this one guy who basically just couldn't have anything happen nice to somebody that's basically done great work and is so prestigious in the way that he's done things. So, this guy, this blanking guy, Senator Emanuel Jones, Democrat of Georgia, slammed the justice as the second black citizen to serve on the Supreme Court as a traitor to his racial group and called him an Uncle Tom. Now, here's the thing, is if you know the story, where Uncle Tom actually comes in, even on the Senate floor, this, Emanuel guy said, I don't know the reference to Uncle Tom, but I know he is one Uncle Tom. Well, if you know about the book that Uncle Tom is actually referenced in, Uncle Tom actually was being tortured and did not give up the names of two other slaves to save his own self. He basically said, you know what? I ain't saying nothing. Basically do what you will. I'm not going to give up these other guys. So In that story, Uncle Tom was a hero to his race. He was not a traitor. This dirtbag has not the slightest inkling of which he spake, except a dog on a conservative black person, which is something that Democrats cannot have because a conservative black person is the elephant in the room they don't know how to handle. Scroll. I think we're good on that one. So I think we're now at the 10 o'clock time period. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Good stuff like that there. And as usual, I truly, truly appreciate your kind attentions. Good stuff like that there. And I will thank you and give you a gold star for attendance. Why? Because you have many other things that you could be doing, but you decided to hang out with me, and I appreciate your kind attentions. So I'm going to break up with this one, folks. Eat good, keep your time ring as always. You know what, you love it. And I will see you guys next week if I don't do something sooner. I'm almost thinking about another knife blog video, but it's also like content and what I'm deciding to do. Is it something I need to do? I kind of like playing the knife blog stuff. It's just fun. All right, folks, I'm going to break up with this one. Good stuff like that there. I will catch you guys next week, and I will see you later. See you guys then, and have a good one. Stay safe. See ya.